Welcome to the first boat show of the 2025-26 season. Today we are at the Cobia booth taking a look at their all new super sleek 305 center console. You guys have to hop aboard and check it out. What is going on, guys? Ryan from Livin here. Today is the first day here at the boat show, and this is the first booth we stopped at here. They're all new Cobia 305 center console. So as always, we're going to start with the bow of the boat. We are going to have an anchor locker up here in the front, standard here with your windlass, and it looks like a washdown station inside and a little control there for your windlass as well. Super convenient for when you are having your sandbar days. Not only can you control your windlass from up here with one person, but you can also wash down your anchor or at an anchor line, or if you get the front of the boat dirty, jumping off the boat and get it all salty and sandy up here, you can rinse it down with that hose right up in the front. Now they are going to have tons of comfort features on this boat, including this shade that they actually have up on display that connects to the hardtop with a couple fiberglass poles that go into the gunnels up here in the bow, which is going to provide tons of shade on the sunny days. So up here in the bow of the boat, you're going to have really big U-shaped seating. This is going to be a 30-foot boat that has a 10.6 beam on it. So it's got tons of beam, which you guys are going to see throughout this boat, with an ample amount of room to walk around and just all around room for things like this, giant seating options here in the bow. So we have really comfortable upholstery. Looks like we have a removable forward seat here. So this is going to be completely removed. And if you want to make this more of a fishing day, you can take that off, leave it at home, and have access to the bow over here. But when you're out with your friends, you have cup holders on the side, you got the shade, you have tons of seating. Overall, a really great seating experience up here in the bow. Now underneath these really nice seats, we are going to have a little bit of storage. You can see here, wraps around just a little bit, but not too much. But it's going to be perfect to store things like life jackets, maybe your backpacks for the days, and extra snacks. Nice and easily accessible up here in the bow. So speaking of snacks, when you are ready for lunchtime there at the sandbar, we are going to have a little table control over here on the starboard side of the boat. Now if you see over there, that table is going to start lifting up and come all the way up. It is a little bit slow of an actuator, but it's going to raise all the way up, and that way you have some place to put all of your food and drinks for the day. We are going to have one in-floor hatch over here towards the bow. Open this up and you can see we actually have a battery compartment. So this is where you're going to find your batteries, and it's going to give us the first look at the wiring here on this Cobia. You guys let me know down in the comments what you think, but I see so far very neat wiring here on this boat, and I do like that you have nice and easy access to your batteries here in this compartment. They're not in the bilge or anything. They're going to stay nice and dry and be easy to maintain. Now we are going to have our forward console seat here, which is maybe good for 1.5 people, maybe got a small child or something next to you. Not really great for 2 grown adults. Now underneath this forward console seat, we're going to be able to lift this up, and you get a little bit more storage, a little cooler, perfect to ice down and have some easily accessible drinks. And behind here, we are going to have access to our cabin. Very easy to open this door with this handle up here on the side. We'll take a walk on in to our cabin. Now this is a 30-foot boat, so I expected to have a pretty decent cabin. I am 5'10", and I am able to completely stand up here without hitting my head, which is great to see. We're also going to have a nice little sink, head, little toilet paper, and let's open this hatch up. Looks like we're going to have a little battery compartment. Now here on Livin Salty, we like to see exactly what these manufacturers are doing in their boats. We open up as many hatches as we can, and we got a little hidden hatch over here that's going to expose some of our wiring. So we got a fuse block over here. You guys can see, be the judge of it in the comments. Let me know how you think it looks. But honestly, I am very impressed. I think everything looks pretty tidy up here. We got some labels, but maybe a couple more labels would be appreciated to work on things. But overall, looks pretty good. Now with this forward-facing opening cabin door, it is very easy to climb in and out. compared to the old style side console, traditional style door. You don't end up hitting your head on it. Like I said, very easy to open and close. Now before we leave the bow of the boat here, I want to talk about the fishability of this boat, because we've been talking a lot about comfort. There are a lot of rod holders on this boat, and the more I look around, the more rod holders I've seen. So we do have a couple in the gunnel. You can see a little probably 15-degree rod holder here. 1, 2, 3. That's going to be replicated on the port side of the boat as well. But not only that, we have a couple more rod holders on the side, over here on the starboard side and the port side as well. Those are going to be perfect storage. So that's 4 more rod holders you could store up here in the bow. And in addition to that, right next to our cabin, we're going to have 2 more rod holders on both sides of the boat. That you can see they have a little cutout on that hardtop fork to allow those rod tips to go straight up. That is a lot of rod holders just up here in the bow. So they definitely kept the fishermen in mind when they were designing this boat, just as much as they did the family feature, the comfort options. They did a really good job with this boat so far. Let's head on over to the helm, my favorite part of any boat. Now, as we make our way towards the helm station, one thing that really caught my eye to start with was the console design. I mean, look at the integration of the leg set here. It's a super slick look. I really like the shape of the hardtop. It overall just gives it a very sleek kind of feel, and it's a very nice console design. Big kudos to Cobia on that. We are going to have 1 in-floor hatch here on our way towards the stern. It's going to be a nice little fish box. So I'm assuming this is going to be insulated storage. You can see it goes back a little bit there. Going to be nice storage there for mahi, maybe some small snappers. I'm not going to fit anything crazy like a swordfish or a tuna in there, but you are going to be able to put your catch for the day stored in that side. We're going to have the same hatch on the starboard side of the boat as well. The helm station, my favorite part of just about any boat, and Cobia definitely hit the ball out of the park with this one. Take a look at this console design. Like I mentioned before, super nice how it narrows in. It gives you like a, I would say like a fighter jet kind of feel. Like kind of feel like you're locked in here, flying in the Air Force. So it feels cool. It looks like we're gonna have twin 16-inch Garmins over here. We're gonna have a little marine mat pad over here to be able to store your phone and whatnot. You guys know that's a big pet peeve of mine. And you have a compartment for it right there. Big kudos to Cobia. This is super nice console design. One thing I did notice, which was interesting, is they almost went backwards in time to little toggle switches for their switch panel. Most of the time you end up seeing push button or like a rocker switch. I haven't seen toggle switches on a bunch of boats, so maybe that's the new trend, is to go back towards the toggle. But we're gonna have our Yamaha controls over here, a windlass control, overall pretty simple helm. We have our glove box, but very effective, very comfortable helm station for the captain here. We are going to have 1 VHF up top, along with an electronics box over here that looks like it's not a ton of usable space. You guys can take a look at some of the wiring up in there. It's pretty nice. Probably could store maybe things like your registration or your title in there if you'd like. And we are going to have 1 more box storage here in the hardtop, forward facing. Again, more wiring, not really the best for storage up here, but you probably can throw a couple small things in there. One thing you almost have to be careful on this boat when walking up to the helm is this super thick helm pad. I mean, look at the size of that compared to my hand. So you got to make sure you don't trip on that when you walk. But when you do stand on it, it does provide a lot of stability, comfort, and I'm assuming when you're jumping up on those waves and coming crashing down, it gives you a little bit of a shock absorbance. So that is a cool little feature to see. Speaking of comfort options here at the helm, we are going to have our helm seat over here. You can see they've really adopted a bench style helm seat on this boat. You don't see a lot of helm seats that look like this nowadays. We got some bolster seating here, big enough for definitely 3 people. It is very comfortable, and I am a very big fan of bench style seating. I think it is a great universal, and you can fit tons of people on it. So I actually really like this helm seat. Underneath our helm seat, we are going to have access to some more batteries on this boat. So on the starboard side of the boat, of the helm, we're going to have a little fold out tackle storage here. You can see you can fit 2 tackle boxes on one side, probably 2 more on the other. On the port side of the boat, in this same spot, you're going to have your battery switches. Now while we're down here, we'll take a look on the starboard side gunnel. We're going to have a ladder storage over here. Now this ladder is going to be for your side dive door here. So we actually have a full dive door that we can open and close, and you have a ladder stored right here on the side for it. Now on the port and starboard side of the boat, we're going to have 2 in-floor hatches here. You take a look inside here, you got a pretty decent amount of storage. I think this one's probably mainly used for storage. This one might be insulated. I'll try to find out before I leave here today if these are or not. But they're gonna be great like bumper storage, dock lines, any of that kind of stuff. Now one area I think this boat really shines here is the cockpit. The cockpit is really big. There's a ton of room to walk around, and we have a really nice tackle center over here behind the helm seat. So first off, we're gonna have a really nice counter that is gonna have these little hatches that'll flip open, double as a cutting board underneath, but you'll also have a sink on this side. You flip open the other one, we're gonna have a little bit of storage or maybe like a bait sink on this side. Now that's super useful, and you can also do all your rigging for your rigs right up on top here. We are going to have a nice little bolster back here that you're going to be able to lean against. When you're trolling your lines, this is going to be the spot to be, guys. You're going to want to stand here, lean against it, super comfortable, watch your lines. But when you are maybe getting tired, you're going to go over here, pull out your slide cooler all the way out, and then you'll be able to take a seat and watch all your lines. So that is a super nice feature. And behind our backrest, we are going to have a big drawer of tackle storage. You guys can see how they have it divided. These all seem removable, so you can kind of arrange it how you want. But it is a really nice tackle center for any of your tackle storage needs. Going back to our rod holder count here. So we're gonna have 2 more rod holders on the port and starboard side of the leg set over here. And we got an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mounted on the hard top, with an additional going out the port side and another one going out the starboard side. So you're gonna have plenty of room to put your rods on this boat. You certainly don't need to worry about that. Plus, I love the look of the leg set that comes down on top of the back of the helm seat. On the starboard side of the boat, we are going to have our freshwater wash down over here. The port side in the same spot is gonna have the raw water. We're gonna have a fold out seat, which is very nice because you can see right now all of your upholstery is for the most part hidden away, so it's not gonna get damaged by hooks or flying fish. Now, you can very easily, might I add, sometimes these are very hard to pull out. You got your fold out bench seat, and with these we can fold this away, and again, we are ready to fish. While we're down here, we have one very big in-floor hatch, which we will open up here for you guys. Now we have room, ample amount of room for storage. You can see we have a cutout for a 5-gallon bucket down here. This is also going to allow you access to a little bit more wiring that you guys can see. And we do have very good access to our bilge, which we'll have even more. We have our fuel water separator over there. You guys can see a preview at the wiring on this boat and the rigging. But it is very nice to have a big, not only one compartment, but 2 accesses to your bilge. Now I'll show you guys what I mean in just a second. Now on the starboard side, we have a hatch button right over here, which if we simply click this button, this entire hatch is going to open up. So that way you can have one big access to your bilge. Very big access. Yeah, Senior Salty is a big fan of this. Look at this in here, guys. You can crawl right up on underneath, and you can really get down dirty inside your boat if you need to. You have very easy access. They even left us a little bit of 400 grit sandpaper down there. A little gift to someone who buys the boat. But you can see you got access to your fresh water tank. You have access to your salt and freshwater pumps right there. I mean, if you have to work on anything in this boat, this hatch is going to be a dream. So in the transom of the boat, we are going to have 2 live wells, which is super important to have lots of live well space. You can see here's one live well. And we have a second live well over here towards the port side. That one is super deep. Plenty of room to store your baits, and it is nice having 2 separate live wells. That way you can divide your bait. Maybe you're gonna have pilchards in one and blue runners in the other. However you like to do it, you have that option. We are gonna have a little bit more rod holder storage in the back. You can see 3 more. You have your standard 30 degrees out the back, some cup holders for maybe your weights or your drinks if it's a sandbar kind of day. But overall, a really fishy cockpit here with comfort features in mind. So this boat right here at the boat show is going to be powered by twin Yamaha 350, the V6s. This boat is rated up to 400 horsepower though, so you got plenty of horsepower to get you to your grounds. Now you are going to have a very big swim platform back here. I like how the rig tubes kind of go underneath, so you have plenty of room to walk around. You're not going to be tripping over any of the wires or the rig tubing. Now let's get into the price, because I know you guys have been all waiting for that. Now, the moment you guys have been waiting for, how much can this 30-foot 2026 Cobia be yours for? Well, boat show special here is going to be $321,000 here at the show. So this boat is a 30 foot 5 inches, so you got plenty of length, 10.6 beam. It's going to draft 21 inches. And one thing that I did notice on the spec sheet though that raises a little bit of a red flag to me, the only thing out of this whole boat is it has a 265 has a 265 gallon fuel capacity. A boat this kind of size, this caliber, I would expect just a little bit more, maybe in the 300s for fuel capacity to give you a little bit more range for those long range trips. But that's my only con I would really say about this boat. I absolutely love it. I hope you guys loved it too. If you guys did, make sure you guys hit the like button. Definitely consider subscribing down below. We're gonna have lots more boat walkthroughs coming here soon. It's just my first one of the show. We're gonna have the Miami Boat Show and Palm Beach coming soon, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy, I'm gonna go ahead and suggest another video I think you guys would like over here on the left side of the screen. Make sure you guys go check that out next. Until my next video, remember to keep living salty.